All right, guys, I'm here with Henry, and I talked to Boosted LA, and he actually said Henry was the first person, at least to his knowledge, that got scammed by these scammers. This was a month before he got scammed at the Las Vegas card show. Do you want to talk a little bit first about your story on how you ended up getting scammed, the whole situation, how they approached you, how the deal went down, and different things like that?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I didn't think anything of it until weeks afterwards. So it was an industry summit in Las Vegas. Anybody that was there knows that that was a pretty busy show. Um, I had two gentlemen who came up to the table, and we worked out a cash and trade deal. There were multiple cards involved. I want to say it was like 4 or 5 cards involved. Um, and one of the cards that I received back in the trade was the Brady that I sent you the picture of that you have. Um, and actually, I didn't find out that it was a fake until a few months later, at the end of October, or so possibly a few weeks later. Sorry, at the end of October, was in Nashville, and did a deal with Hit Parade, the guys over at Hit Parade. Shout out to Hit Parade, actually, with all the crap that's been going on and breaking and all them. They're still pretty good for our hobby. So Tom and those guys are great. But did a deal with Hit Parade. It was a 54 card deal. And I sent that Brady out in the deal. Hadn't thought anything of it since the time I picked it up in Las Vegas. Hadn't taken it out of the Brady box since Las Vegas. Tom reached out to me a couple weeks after the deal, as they noticed that there was like a crack in the slab, on the PSA slab, so they took it out of the sleeve. When they took it out of the actual PSA holder sleeve, they noticed that there was a seam down the side, and they just kind of peeled it apart with 2 thumbs. Which obviously not a PSA slab if you could just peel it apart with 2 thumbs. So he obviously reached out to me. Obviously we got it figured out. I've known them for a while, so wasn't a big deal. We got that squared away, but obviously very unfortunate because I was out the trade money cash deal from the Las Vegas situation. But nothing had seemed awry at the time. Just seemed like an older certification number. Some people know that sometimes it doesn't scan. And
So I was gonna ask, were all the other cards that they threw in that deal real? And
yes,
like the other examples, did they also use a sleeve around it so you couldn't feel the surface of the PSA slab? Because when I saw the fake slabs, the first thing I noticed right away was just how slippery they were compared to a normal one, and then the cracking of it when I actually took it out of the sleeve.
Correct. So I don't remember the exact cards in the deal. It was just so long ago. However, they had 2 cards that were legitimate, scanned just fine. And they had the cardboard gold sleeves over the PSA slab. So yeah, no, it had no red flags at the time. I'm sure had I sat down and looked at it a little bit closer, I would have been able to figure it out. So that one was on me, obviously. But no, at the time there were no red flags. They seemed like nice enough gentlemen.
But it was 2 people though that ended up
Two.
trading with you.
Two gentlemen. And it was a cash trade deal. Yep.
Cash trade deal, no socials or anything like that too.
Nope, no socials. And I actually remember saying, go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram. And they said, oh, we don't do any of that. I specifically actually do remember that part at the end.